So Timileyin Ajayi has finally begun fighting. He was recently arraigned in front of a judge and he pleaded not guilty to the killing of Salome Adaidu. We predicted this. Like, I knew this was what it was going to be. I knew he was going to deny killing this girl, despite all the multiple interviews that he has done, despite being caught with her head, despite being granted multiple interviews where he admitted to killing her, beheading her, and on his way to disposing her. And now, right in front of a judge, he's saying he's not guilty. The thing is, in as much as I saw this coming, what I cannot fathom is what would his line of argument be? Like, what would his defense be? And who is his lawyer? You see, things like this, and remember, he comes from a poor home. Let's not forget. We've seen his father and his mother. They are not rich. So I wonder who his lawyer would be and what the lawyer's defense would be. And who is sponsoring the lawyer? Because I know it's not pro bono. Because if it was a pro bono lawyer or one of those ones given by the state, they'll most likely get a plea deal for him. He'll most likely just admit to it and they'll look for a good plea deal to reduce his sentencing. But the fact that a lawyer has advised him to say not guilty, baby, it's about to go down. And the thing is, one thing that a lot of you would not have noticed, I'm not a lawyer, but I can imagine all his interviews were multiple different stories. From, cooking of Indomie, to I saw her chatting with the guy, to I asked her to give me sex, she refused. He has given multiple interviews and all the story are just contradicting. Those are the things I think, you would think he's not smart, but he's not stupid. That is planting seeds of contradiction. Because now all those interviews will be dismissed. They can't use it in court. I don't think the interviews he granted can be used in court against him. That's what many people don't realize. It cannot be used in court against him. Because for one, they don't even tally. It's not the same thing. So his argument would most likely be some kind of mental deranged. They'll most likely just use a mental situation mentally. He'll probably get something regarding his mental state will most likely be used as argument. That is what I feel. That is what I think. And with all the multiple interviews, it's clear that he is mental. So if he has been acting up and acting like a mentally cased human being, it's going to work in his favor. And even before the whole drama happened, people who knew him personally said that he's weird, he acts mental. And that is about to work in his favor. This guy is about to just walk scot-free in our very eyes. And it's looking like some of us don't even realize it. For him to boldly say not guilty, it means there's something up his sleeve. And don't forget, there's a video I just posted on YouTube regarding one part of the interview I didn't see the first time, where he said that he was taking ahead to somewhere special. Now, remember we talked about his WhatsApp status. I also posted that on our as an update on our YouTube. One of the WhatsApp status that we talked about, if you remember, was him talking about mafias and people in high places and people in positions of power and people in the legal system. This boy has already given us hints that whatever this situation might be, in the words of Marjorie Tyrell, he understands the consequences of his action. And he does not intend to suffer those consequences. He has no plans of going to jail for the murder of that girl. He doesn't want to. And the only way for him to be bold enough to not want to is if somebody else in a high power is backing him up. If there is somebody in position that is backing him up. If there is somebody, because who's going to pay for those lawyers? He's broke. I saw his mom and his dad. They're broke too. So who is paying for his lawyer? We need to know. We need to know. Because if he has a very good lawyer, then somebody is paying for the lawyer. And I don't know. I just want to watch and see. Let's just watch and see. Because I want to see where this is going to. The chances and the odds... Okay, let me just say this. The good thing here is the charges against him is culpable homicide. So it's not first degree, it's not second degree. So let's just see. That is a tight charge to walk around. So you got to be really good. Like, you got to be a really good lawyer to be able to find your way around it. And I'm curious to see what his lawyer, whoever the person is, has up their sleeve. I'm curious to see it. Like, I want to see how you can get away with this. This will be interesting to watch. I want to see. I don't even think this is a case that should be prolonged long enough. Like, this is not a case that needs to be elongated. We don't need to wait by the end of the year to find his verdict. Like, we don't need to. It's not that case. Talk more of waiting 2, 3, 4 years. It's not that kind of case. This is a case that 2, 3, 4 sittings, we are done with it. We don't need that much. This is why we need a jury. This is why we need a jury. Because if it's a jury in 3 sittings, we're done with this. We're done with this case. Give him his sentencing. But I would love to see what his lawyer like what his lawyer planned to be his defense. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. Highest, like I said in one of our videos, you may expect mental deranged situation in which the judge will have to examine him, and an expert or a group of experts will say whether or not he's mentally stable or unstable. And if they say he's unstable, he has walked away. Let's face it, he'll go to asylum, not prison. And if they say he's stable, he'll most likely get charged. Now, if they don't go through that route, what they will do is argue crime of passion. And this is where the argument would come from. The fact that we've been fighting from day one, whether he was dating the girl or whether or not they were in a relationship. Remember, that is one point. And it will play out in court if that is what his lawyer is going to argue. Now, if they are in a relationship, if they were dating, the argument would fly. And yes, he will still go to jail, but he will not get maximum sentence. All they need to do is prove that they were in a relationship. All his lawyers needs to do is prove that they were dating and they were in love. That is all his lawyer needs to prove. Remember, our family said that they were not in a relationship, and many people are saying that, including me. I'm starting to say that they may not be in a relationship, but if they could prove it in court that Adaidu, Salome, and Timileyin were lovers, then the argument of crime of passion would fly, which means they would say he noticed she was cheating and it upsetted him and it enraged him and he was angry and he was hurt because his love has disappointed. He was heartbroken and they did that in the heat of the moment. And that argument would actually fly. Like, it will fly. And to prove that they were in a relationship, all they have to do is get witnesses. And I told you some people reached out to me, but I don't think those people will come and testify on his behalf. I don't think anybody would. They would get witnesses who know about their relationship, and they also check their text messages, the chats, the WhatsApp conversations, to see all the I love you, I miss you, when are we seeing. They will check all those things to prove that they were actually in a relationship. But if they were not in a relationship, then the argument would not fly, and he's going to get the electric chair. And I'm here for it either way. But let's see. I knew this was going to happen. I knew this nigga was going to play us. And he's not as stupid as we thought he was. We got eyes on you, Timileyin. The whole world is watching you with your beards.